Welcome back, my dear students of class 10. Today I shall start with Act 3, Scene 4 of The Merchant of Venice. This Act 3, Scene 4 forms one of the important parts of the entire play, as the themes of friendship, conceit and disguise, they form the subjects of the scene. Here in this act, Portia conceives a plan to save Antonio from the clutches of Shylock. For this, she disguises herself as a lawyer and Nerissa as a clerk. And she immediately sends a messenger to Dr. Bellario, a learned doctor of law, to ask for a letter recommending her to the Duke of Venice. So here we find that Portia sets off to Venice in order to save Antonio's life. Before doing so, she entrusts Lorenzo and Jessica with the management and the charge of her house. So this is a brief gist of this Act 3 and Scene 4 of The Merchant of Venice. Now without further delay, let me move ahead in detail. So Act 3, Scene 4, Belmont. The scene again shifts from Venice to Belmont. A room in Portia's house. Enter Portia, Nerissa, Lorenzo, Jessica and Balthazar. Balthazar, one of Portia's servants. So Lorenzo speaks here. Madam, although I speak it in your presence, you have a noble and a true conceit of godlike amity. So Lorenzo here makes certain remarks on Portia. He says that, I hope you won't mind me saying that you have a noble. Noble means you have an honorable and true conceit. Conceit means understanding. So Portia has, according to Lorenzo, she has an honorable and a true understanding of what? Of godlike amity. Amity means friendship. So she had a clear understanding of godlike friendship that existed between Antonio and her husband Bassanio, which appears most strongly in bearing thus the absence of your Lord. So Lorenzo here says that this understanding of yours is reflected through your very act of letting your husband go to help his friend in this way, in this casual way. You are letting your husband go off to Venice. So this is the very symbol of your understanding of the friendship, the amity. But if you knew to whom you show this honor, now Lorenzo again further adds to his remarks and he says, and if you knew the person to whom you have extended your help, how true a gentleman you sent relief. If you knew the person to whom you have extended the relief, extended the help, if you knew how a true gentleman he seems to be, how dear a lover of my lord your husband, how much your husband loves this man, then obviously if you knew all these things, then Lorenzo says, I know you would be prouder of the work than customary bounty can enforce you. Then you would be much more proud that you had done this than the customary bounty means than your usual or your general act or your regular act of kindness, or bounty means generosity. That means Lorenzo here says that if Portia knew how a true gentleman Antonio was, then she would be much prouder of what she had done right now. Then after hearing Lorenzo's remark, Lorenzo's praise, Portia, she replies back to him and she says, Portia, line number 10, I never did repent for doing good, nor shall I not now. She says that I never ever regretted for doing good, for doing a noble deed in the past, nor shall I regret for extending my help to my husband's friend. Foreign companions, this is very important. I ask you all to underline this very speech of Portia. Foreign companions means friends. They do converse and waste the time together. For the friends who converse, who talk to each other, and waste means they spend their time together, whose souls do bear an equal yoke of love. For the friends whose souls consist of equal love for each other, there must be needs alike proportion of lineaments, of manners, and of spirit. So Portia says that there must be similar traits in common between my husband and his friend. Similarity in lineaments, in shapes, of manners, in characters, and spirit means disposition, the outlook. So they might be similar in all the respects. Which makes me think that this Antonio, being the bosom lover of my Lord, must needs be like my Lord. So she says that all these things make me think that this Antonio, whom I haven't seen before, whom I haven't met before initially, she says that he must be similar to my husband. He must be similar. Who is the bosom of my Lord, who is the closest friend of my Lord, means of my husband, he must be exactly similar to my Lord Bassanio. If it be so, if they are very much similar and there is a total resemblance between Antonio and Bassanio, then how little is the cost I have bestowed in purchasing the resemblance of my soul from out the state of hellish cruelty. Then Portia, she asks further, saying that if it is so, then how much little I have extended, how little amount, how little money I have given for help. In purchasing means in saving, in rescuing the semblance means the similarity, or the man who is similar to my husband from the state of hellish cruelty, means from the condition just like a hell, a miserable condition. So Portia, she acknowledges the fact that she has extended a very little help in order to save Antonio from this hellish cruelty, hell-like situation. This comes too near the praising of myself. Then Portia says that now I'm speaking so much about myself and praising myself. It's just like flattery. It's just like flattering myself. This comes too near to the praising of myself. Therefore, no more of it. Let's not discuss about this anymore. Here are the things. Now let's discuss about some other things. Here are listen to other things. Lorenzo, now this is very important, please underline this line. Lorenzo, I commit into your hands, I give into your hands the husbandry and manage of my house until my Lord's return. So here Portia, she handovers or she entrusts Lorenzo with the husbandry, means with the charge, and management here, management of her house until Lord Bassanio's return. For my own part, for her own part, where is she going to go according to her? She says, I have toward heaven breath. That means, I have taken an oath, I have sworn to God that to live in prayer and contemplation, only attended by Nerissa here. So she says that I have sworn to God, I have promised God that I shall live a life of prayer and contemplation, means meditation, only attended by Nerissa here until her husband and my Lord's return. So until Nerissa's husband and my Lord return, till then we will live a life of meditation and contemplation and prayers. Then she says, there is a monastery 2 miles off, 2 miles away, and there we will abide, and there me and Nerissa will stay. I do desire not to deny this imposition. So I do request you not to deny this disposition or imposition or the responsibility, the which my love and some necessity now lays upon you. That means which my love and the situation right now I am in forces me to do. So this speech of Portia is very, very important. You are frequently asked in the question about, and you are frequently given this speech of Portia's. So you just remember this Portia's speech. So you find here that Portia, she tells that there is a close resemblance between her husband and Antonio, and she therefore conceives a plan, and she does not disclose to Lorenzo right now, but she says that she will be visiting monasteries and living a life of prayer and contemplation, and she will stay over there. Until then, she wants Lorenzo to look after the household and the management. Then Lorenzo replies, Madam, with all my heart I shall obey you in all fair commands. With all my heart I shall obey your good orders. I will not deny whatever you impose me to do. Portia, my people do already know my mind. That means my servants, my people, my attendants, they all know about my plan and will acknowledge you and Jessica in place of Lord Bassanio and myself. So my servants, they already know my idea and they will accept you and Lorenzo as you and Jessica as the master and mistress of the house in place of me and Bassanio. And so farewell till we shall meet again. So she bids farewell to Lorenzo. Lorenzo, fair thoughts and happy hours attend on you. That means let happiness be with you. Then Jessica too adds on Lorenzo's speech and she says, I wish you ladyship all hearts content. So here she wishes the fulfillment of all the desires of Portia's heart. Then Portia, she says, I thank you for your wish and I am well pleased to wish it back on you. And she says that I will be pleased to wish you the same, wish you happiness and fulfillment of all the desires. Fare you well, Jessica. Now she bids farewell to Lorenzo and Jessica. Exit Jessica and Lorenzo. Now comes the very important part. Now Balthazar, one of Portia's servants, as I have ever found thee honest true. Now here Portia is speaking to Balthazar. As I have always found you a trustworthy and honest man, so let me find thee still. That means right now also I continue to find you the same person who is very much dependable and trustworthy. So what is Portia going to do next? She says, take the same letter and use thou all the endeavour of a man in speech to Padua. So here Portia, she gives a letter to her servant Balthazar and she asks him to go to meet Dr. Balthazar, who lived in a place called Padua. Using all the endeavour of a man means using all the energy of a man. That means as fast as possible, Balthazar is being asked to take a letter and meet Dr. Bellario in a place, Padua. Into my cousin's hands. So Dr. Bellario, he seems to be Portia's cousin. And look what notes and garments he doth give thee. And just take care of the notes and the garments he is going to give you. Bring the notes and the garments back to me. I pray thee, I request you with imagined speed, with all possible speed, unto the Tranit means harbour. So with all possible speed, Balthazar shall go to meet Dr. Bellario and bring what he is supposed to fetch, that is the letter and the garment, and Portia and Nerissa will be waiting for him at the harbour. So she says that we shall be there at the Tranit to Venice, the harbour, from where the boat ferried to Venice. Waste no time in words, but get thee gone, I shall be there before thee. So here Portia orders or asks Balthazar to get the letter and garments from Dr. Bellario and come straight away to the Tranit, the harbour, where the passengers were being taken to Venice, and she says that she will be there before the arrival of this servant Balthazar, and she will be waiting for those things sent by Dr. Bellario. Balthazar, Madam, I go with all convenient speed. Madam, I will be going as fast as I could. Portia, come on Nerissa, I have work in hand. Come on Nerissa, I have work means I have a plan in my hand that you yet know not of, that you do not know about it. So I have conceived so many plans, even you do not know those plans right now. So we'll see our husbands before they think of us. So we will see our husbands before they'll get a chance to miss us, before they'll get a chance to miss, or they'll get a chance to meet them. Then Nerissa says Shall they see us? Then Portia says, they shall, Nerissa. Here Portia says that their husbands will see them, but they do not recognize Portia and Nerissa. Although they will see them, but they will not recognize that those people are their wives. Then Portia says, they shall, Nerissa, but in such a habit, but in such an appearance, because Portia and Nerissa will be leaving to Venice in disguise of men. They shall think we accomplished with that we lack. They will think, looking at us, our husbands will think that we have all the accomplishments. That means we have all the qualities of men, but in reality we do lack. In reality we do not have those manly qualities, but they will think that we actually are men. If holds thee any wager, I'll hold any wager when we are both accoutred like young men. Now she here says that I'll hold thee any wager, means I'll bet you. I'm ready to bet you that if we will be both accoutred, means if we will be both dressed or disguised like young men, I'll prove the prettiest fellow of the two. That I will prove as the smartest of the two and the manliest of the two. I'll prove the prettiest fellow of the two and wear my dagger with the braver grace, and I'll carry a sword with boldness, with bravery, so much so that she herself will look more manlier than the two, and speak between the change of man and boy, and my voice will be exactly like that of a voice, changing from a boy's voice to man's voice. Usually a young man having a hoarse voice, usually the voice, the different type of voice generates when there is a transition of age between a boy and a man. So Portia says that my voice will be exactly like that of a voice that is changing from a boy's voice to man's voice. With a reed voice, with a shrill, broken, manly voice, and turn to mincing steps. And she says that she will take a manly long steps. She will take manly strides rather than taking short woman-like steps. Rather than walking and taking short steps like a lady, she says that she will take strides, means long steps, just like a man, like a fine bragging youth, just like a fine boastful youth, and tell quaint lies. She says that she will tell all fanciful and imaginative lies to their husbands. How honorable ladies sought my life. And she will tell some puny lies. She will tell some fanciful, quaint lies that how so many honorable ladies they wanted her love, which I denying they fell sick and died. When she denied, she will tell those kinds of lies that when many of the ladies they tried to court with her, she rejected and they all fell sick and some of them died as well. I could do not withal. Then she will say that I could do nothing. How could I help them? Then after I'll repent and wish for all that I had not killed them. Then after I'll pretend that I just repented over not killing those ladies and not rejected their love. And 20 of these puny lies I'll tell, and 20, more than one, more than two, 20 of those puny, fanciful lies, imaginative lies I'm going to tell to those men present in Venice, just to prove that she is a man. That shall swear I have discontinued school above a 12 month. See, she says that I'll be telling such fanciful lies that those people, men present in Venice, they will think that I have graduated from the school just a year back, about a 12 month ago, miss, just a year back, she had completed her education or a graduation in law. That means she wants to portray herself as an adult and mature and a young boy. I have within my mind 1,000 of raw tricks of this bragging jacks. She says that I have thousands of tricks in my mind, immature plans, schoolboyish ideas, and plans in my mind just like a bragging jack. I'm gonna put into practice just like a bragging jack, a youthful, immature man. I have thousands of those immature and raw tricks in order to fool the people, in order to fool the men, which I will practice. I'll use them all. But come, I'll tell all my whole device. Come, Nerissa, I'll tell you my whole device, means my whole plan when I'm in my couch. When I'm in my couch or in a horse-driven carriage, there I will tell you all my plans while traveling to Venice, which stays us for at the park gate. Now a carriage has been waiting for Portia and Nerissa at the park gate, and that carriage will take them to the harbor, from where they'll take a boat and set off to Venice. And therefore haste away, and therefore be quick and do not waste any time, for we must cover 20 miles today, for we must at least travel 20 miles today to reach Venice. So children, this is the end of Act 3 and Scene 4 of The Merchant of Venice, where Portia conceives a plan to disguise herself as a man, so much so that she has got thousands of immature plans and tricks and raw ideas to fool all the men in Venice, and nobody would come to know. Even their husbands would not realize that they are their actual wives. So the Act 3 Scene 4 ends over here. We shall deal with Act 3 Scene 5 in the next video.